This is HubNet tutorial number 4, and here's where we had been in the preceding tutorial. I have opened the NetLogo HubNet activity called Template. Here's the HubNet Control Center, and here's a view of the HubNet client's user interface. And we now want to take a further look at the code tab of this NetLogo model. So we see in the code tab there are extensive comments explaining what all the commands are. And these comments are indicated by 2 semicolons. So I'm going to make a copy of this code section to discuss line by line. So for now, I'll close NetLogo. And here is a copy of the code section. So this is exactly the same as the code tab in the NetLogo model, except I have changed the colors so that all the commands in the NetLogo language are blue, and all the comments are black. So you see there's quite a few pages here. There are extensive comments, and these are meant to assist you along with the HubNet authoring section of the NetLogo user manual, assist you in learning to make your own HubNet activity. So what I'm going to do now is remove all of these comments so that you can see exactly how much code we have to deal with. And here, here is a copy of the same page with all of the black comments removed. And so we see just how much blue code there is for this NetLogo model. And there are actually 76 lines, or about less than 3 screens, or a couple of pages of code. And now I want to look at another version in which I have added my own comments to explain these blue commands. And these are more concise than the comments provided in the original code tab of the NetLogo model. Okay, so looking at this line by line, I'll just explain a few of these commands. And at the top, I've put some of my own comments, which are preceded by 4 semicolons, and recommends using in the NetLogo dictionary under H to read about these HubNet commands. So here is a copy of the NetLogo dictionary. Notice in the menu column on the left, under Features, we have HubNet. We looked there previously, and HubNet Authoring has its own section. So in addition to HubNet Authoring, which describes the activities set up, receiving information from clients, sending information to clients, and so on, has comments and examples of code. So you can read this to get a start on HubNet activity authoring. Okay, But now I'm recommending that we click NetLogo Dictionary and then go to the alphabetical list under H, because under categories, well, here at the very end is HubNet category, so this will be the quickest way to get there. And all the HubNet commands are listed here. If we go to the H item in the alphabetical list, and now scroll on down, and pretty soon we come to HubNet broadcast clear output, and so on. There are 23 commands built into the system for HubNet activities that are described here, and we will see a few of them used in the template activity. And if we want more information about those commands beginning with HubNet and dash, then we can look them up in the alphabetical list of the NetLogo dictionary. Okay? So here we go. First of all, we defined a breed, which is a breed of turtle, and this breed is called students. So some turtles are called students and can be addressed as such. Each client who logs in to this HubNet activity will have a user ID and has to be represented somehow in the NetLogo model. And these student turtles are proxies for the clients. Now, these students, all turtles can have their own variables, all agents can have their own variables, and students are turtles. So, of course, they have built-in variables such as color, size, and heading, and x-coordinate and y-coordinate. But in addition, for this activity, we're going to define two additional variables for each student turtle. And one is the user ID, which identifies which client this turtle will be a proxy for, and step size, which is a variable used for actually moving the student turtle. Okay, then to start up, we have a command HubNet-reset. So because this begins with HubNet, we can look it up in the NetLogo dictionary, and we'll find that it starts the system, includes the login process. Then the startup command is going to be executed as soon as we start the HubNet activity, and it's not necessary to actually call that. That will be called automatically upon startup. The setup command, however, is the procedure attached to the setup button, which will be pressed at the beginning of an activity, or if we want to reset the system to begin another run. So instead of clear all, as we have used invariably in NetLogo models in the past, we avoid clear all. Instead, we clear patches, clear drawing, and clear output separately, and that's so we won't lose our turtles. And then under setup, we have turtles that are going to be created by clients when they log in, and we ask them to set their setup the step size variable to 1. And here's a HubNet send command, which again we can look up in the dictionary and see these HubNet commands, which are designed to send information, data back and forth between the server and the client. And these messages, so-called, usually have 3 parts: the client name, and the so-called tag, which means identifying which element of the client user interface is involved, and then a value. So these 3 parts comprise a HubNet message to communicate between client and server either way. Then upon pressing the Go button, the Go procedure is called. It says listen for clients, which is a procedure defined immediately below here, and then every 1/10 of a second increment the tick counter. So that's all there is to it as far as the basic NetLogo model is concerned. But there are 6 HubNet procedures are defined below. So first of all, the listen for clients command, which was involved in the Go button, says while HubNet message waiting. So this, again, a HubNet command that can be looked up in the dictionary. And this command looks for a message in the queue coming from all clients. If there is such a message, then HubNet fetch message will get that message, and the message has 3 parts as explained a moment ago. And this is, we can read further information in the NetLogo dictionary. Then there is some code dealing with exceptions we'll skip over now, and involves creating new students and removing students who have withdrawn. And then here's the main thing. If the client wants the server to execute a command, then it will send a message that will trigger this procedure called execute command. And if the command sent by a client is from the tag called step size, then the server will set the step size, which is a turtle variable, to the value coming in from the message. If the command is up, down, right, and left, which are 4 buttons that may be pressed on the client user interface, then the server will move the turtle using the execute-move procedure, which is defined right below. Okay? Send the info to clients is a procedure to send info from the server to the client, and again has 3 parts: the name of the client, the tag for the user interface of that client, and the string of data, the value so-called, for that tag. And to execute move, move involves changing the heading and then moving forward to that heading direction a distance according to the step size, which is the variable in the student turtle, which is a proxy for the client and which is also known to the client. And then the information is sent to the clients. So that's it. It's difficult to write HubNet activities because of the different spaces, address spaces of the server and the clients. And that accounts for all the complication in these 6 HubNet procedures at the bottom of the code tag.